So moving on to chapter 19 in Kaizen Sport Reviews. This chapter is all about nitric oxide. So I know its donors and inhibitors. So nitric oxide is a potent gaseous vasodilator autocoid produced from arginine in the body and the active metabolite of drugs that release it. So these are nitric oxide donors. It is also available as a drug in itself, so nitric oxide gas. It interacts with iron in hemoglobin and can be inhibited by hemoglobin. So if you take a hemoglobin molecule, in the middle you have iron. Okay, so this nitric oxide gas, it can interact with iron in the hemoglobin, which prevents it from performing its actions in the periphery, so it can be inhibited by hemoglobin. So coming to agents related to nitric oxide, you have endogenous agents. So nitric oxide synthase activators, you have histamine and acetylcholine. So remember one thing, nitric oxide is a vasodilator. Histamine is a vasodilator, histamine vasodilator. Alright, so it also causes NOS activation. Whereas acetylcholine, if you remember the erection of the penis, you must remember that erection is a parasympathetic response and ejaculation is a sympathetic response. So in erection, what happens is you have many cavernous spaces in the corpora cavernosa which are filled up with blood because of nitric oxide release. Okay, because of nitric oxide release, there is vasodilation. All those caverns are filled with blood, so your penis gets erected. Okay, so as erection is a parasympathetic vasodilatory response, so parasympathetic system, the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. So ACH also causes NOS activation. And inhibitors, we talked about this, hemoglobin, because the nitric oxide interacts with iron in hemoglobin, which prevents it from performing its actions elsewhere. Coming to exogenous agents, you have nitric oxide donor drugs such as nitrates and nitroprusside, and nitric oxide gas as well, which in itself is a drug. So nitric oxide is a product of the metabolism of arginine in many tissues. It is thought to be an important paracrine vasodilator. It may also play a role in cell death and in neurotransmission, therefore it qualifies as an autocoid. Nitric oxide is released from several important exogenous vasodilator drug molecules also. So coming to endogenous nitric oxide, it is synthesized by a family of enzymes collectively called nitric oxide synthase. So let us just recall what we read about nitric oxide synthesis in biochemistry and physiology last year. So if you look at this, you have endothelial cells. Okay, endothelial cells. So what happens in the endothelial cells when they are subjected to shear stress? This diagram, I think it's from Guyton and Hall. Okay, when they are subjected to shear stress, what happens is oxygen species such as superoxide anions combine with L-arginine. Okay, and within the endothelial cells itself, what do you get? So epithelial nitric oxide synthase acts on this, and so superoxide plus L-arginine gives you and nitric oxide NO plus L-citrulline. Okay, so this nitric oxide, what it does is it activates guanylyl cyclase and converts CGTP to CGMP. Okay, and this causes relaxation of the vascular smooth muscle. Okay, so that is what we learnt about last year. That's what we learned last year. So coming to this figure, so arginine, L-arginine preferably combines, L-arginine combines with oxygen species, and in the presence of nitric oxide synthase, it is converted into citrulline plus nitric oxide. So nitric oxide, what it does is it activates guanylyl cyclase, okay, which in turn converts GTP to cyclic GMP, which causes relaxation of smooth muscle and other actions. So nitric oxide, it also causes nitration as well as nitrosylation, and exogenous drugs such as nitrates and nitroprussides, they directly release nitric oxide. Okay, so this is a high yield diagram. So these cytoplasmic enzymes are activated by calcium influx or by cytokines. So these cytoplasmic enzymes such as nitric oxide synthase, they are activated by calcium influx and also by cytokines. Arginine, the primary substrate, is converted by NOS to citrulline and nitric oxide. Three forms of nitric oxide synthase are known. So isoform 1, B NOS, C NOS or N NOS, a constitutive form found in epithelial and neuronal cells. Isoform 2, I NOS or M NOS, an inducible form found in macrophages and smooth muscle cells. And isoform 3, that is E NOS or a constitutive form found in endothelial cells. Okay, we talked about ENOS here. Okay, that is the third isoform. Alright, endothelial cells. So what are the isoforms? Isoform 1, you have B or C or NNOS. Okay, it is found in epithelial cells. Okay, then isoform 2, it is I or MNOS. It is an inducible form that is found in smooth muscle cells. So epithelium, mesothelium, the connective tissues. So you can think about smooth muscle cells. Okay, you can think about macrophages, etc. And isoform 3, you have ENOS, which is found in the endothelium. Epi, meso, endo. Okay, these are the isoforms. So NOS can be inhibited by arginine analogs such as N-monomethyl L-arginine, L-NMMA. So under some circumstances such as ischemia, NO may be formed from an endogenous nitrate ion. Nitric oxide is not stored in cells. It is not stored in cells because it is a gas at body temperature. Nitric oxide very rapidly diffuses from its site of synthesis to surrounding tissues. Drugs that cause endogenous nitric oxide release do so by stimulating its synthesis by nitric oxide synthase. Such drugs include muscarinic agonists, histamine, and certain other vasodilators such as bradykinin and hydralazine. So coming to some high yield terms, endothelium derived relaxing factor or EDRF, it is a mixture of nitric oxide and other vasodilator substances synthesized in and released from vascular endothelium. So endothelium derived relaxing factor. Nitric oxide donor is a molecule from which nitric oxide can be released such as arginine, nitroprusside or nitroglycerin. And CNOS, INOS and ENOS, they are naturally occurring isoforms of nitric oxide synthase, respectively constitutive NOS1, inducible NOS2 and endothelial NOS3 isoforms. So coming to exogenous NO donors, nitric oxide is released from several important drugs including nitroprusside, nitrates and nitrites. So release from nitroprusside occurs spontaneously in the blood in the presence of oxygen, whereas release from nitrates and nitrites is intracellular and requires the presence of the mitochondrial enzyme ALDH2 and thiol compounds such as cysteine. Okay, so release from nitroprusside occurs spontaneously in the blood, whereas release from nitrites and nitrates occurs intracellularly. Okay, occurs intracellularly and requires the presence of mitochondrial enzymes ALDH2 and thiol compounds such as cysteine. So tolerance may develop to nitrates and nitrites if endogenous thiol compounds are depleted. So skill keeper, you can list some non-innervated receptors found in blood vessels and describe their second messenger mechanisms of action. Let's discuss that later. So coming to the effects of NO on smooth muscles, so nitric oxide is a powerful vasodilator in all vascular beds, and a potent relaxant in most other smooth muscle tissues such as erectile tissue. Okay, so the mechanism of this effect involves activation of the guanylyl cyclase enzyme in the synthesis of cyclic guanosine monophosphate or cyclic GMP. This cyclic GMP in turn facilitates the dephosphorylation and inactivation of myosin light chains, which results in relaxation of smooth muscle. Okay, so you can see that in this figure. Wait, it's not giving me. Oh, it's in a different chapter. Okay, so basically what it does is nitric oxide, it ultimately causes cyclic GMP increase, okay, by activating guanylyl cyclase enzyme. And what the cyclic GMP does, it facilitates the dephosphorylation and inactivation of myosin light chains which results in relaxation of smooth muscle. So nitric oxide plays a physiological role in erectile tissue function, in which smooth muscle relaxation is required to bring about the influx of blood that causes erection. So nitric oxide appears to be a pathophysiological contributor to hypotension and septic shock. Okay, so in erection and hypotension and septic shock. And then it also has effects on cell adhesion that result in reduced platelet aggregation and reduced neutrophil adhesion to vascular endothelium. The latter effect is probably due to reduced expression of adhesion molecules, for example integrins, by the endothelial cells. It also plays a role in inflammation. So tissue injury causes nitric oxide synthesis, and nitric oxide appears to facilitate inflammation both directly and through the stimulation of prostaglandin synthesis by cyclooxygenase 2 or COX2. and it also has other effects. So some evidence suggests that nitric oxide may act as a neurotransmitter. It may also be involved in some types of apoptosis and cell death and in host reactions to parasites. So excessive concentrations of NO, such as from inhaled nitric oxide or from nitrates, convert hemoglobin to methemoglobin and may result in hypoxia. Okay, because oxygen iron can in the hemoglobin can bind oxygen only in the Fe+2 state. It cannot do so in the Fe+3 state. So all these nitric oxides etc. from methemoglobin, they oxidize the iron, and this causes hypoxia. So coming to the clinical applications of nitric oxide inhibitors and donors, although inhibitors of nitric oxide synthesis are of great research interest, none are currently in clinical use. Nitric oxide can be inactivated by heme and hemoglobin, but application of this approach is investigational. In contrast, drugs that activate endogenous nitric oxide synthesis and donors of the molecule were in use long before nitric oxide was discovered and continue to be very important in clinical medicine. The cardiovascular applications of nitroprusside and nitrates and nitrites have been discussed. The treatment of preeclampsia, pulmonary hypertension, and acute respiratory distress syndrome or ARDS are currently under clinical investigation. Early results from pulmonary disease studies appear promising, and one preparation of nitric oxide gas, or INOMAX, is approved for use in neonates with hypoxic respiratory failure and adults with pulmonary hypertension. So preclinical studies suggest that chronic use of nitric oxide donor drugs or dietary supplementation with arginine may assist in slowing atherosclerosis, especially in grafted organs. So in contrast, acute rejection of grafts may involve upregulation of nitric oxide synthase enzymes, and inhibition of these enzymes may prolong graft survival. Okay, so that's all about this chapter. So coming to the skill keeper answer, endothelial cells lining blood vessels have non-innervated muscarinic receptors. These M3 receptors use the GQ coupling pathway protein to activate phospholipase C, which releases IP3 and DAG from membrane lipids. So endothelial nitric oxide synthase is activated and NO is released, causing vasodilation. So we talked about the shear stress, alright, receptor mediated shear stress. So actually you have receptors, so M3 muscarinic receptors, and this stress is the action of the stress is receptor mediated, which causes nitric oxide release. And histamine H1 receptors are also found in the vascular endothelium and similarly cause vasodilation through the synthesis and release of NO. Other non-innervated or poorly innervated receptors found in blood vessels include alpha 2 and beta 2 receptors. These alpha 2 receptors use GI to inhibit adenylyl cyclase, reduce CAMP, and cause contraction in the vessel. So we have to recall that the blood pressure lowering action of alpha 2 agonists is mediated by actions in the CNS, not in the vessels. Conversely, beta 2 receptors activate adenylyl cyclase via GS and increase cyclic AMP, resulting in relaxation. So in addition to these, receptors for many vasoactive peptides are found in vessels. Okay, so these are what we've talked about. So nitric oxide gas, the inhaled gas is administered continuously in pulmonary hypertension. So what it does is it causes smooth muscle relaxation, activates guanylyl cyclase, and increases GMP synthesis. So toxicities, well, we have excessive hypotension. Okay, because of peripheral vasodilation, there could be hypotension because of reduction in venous return. It can cause methemoglobinemia if it interacts with iron in the hemoglobin, conversion to nitrogen dioxide, a pulmonary irritant. Okay, but you use it in pulmonary hypertension, so the toxicity causes hypotension. Next, NOS activators, you have acetylcholine, histamine, and others. So increased IP3, increased intracellular. Ca+2 activates nitric oxide synthase, converts arginine to citrulline plus NO. Okay. In nitric oxide donors, you have nitroglycerin, other nitrates, and nitroprusside. So they release NO in smooth muscles or in blood. They increase cGMP synthesis and cause relaxation in smooth muscle.